All right, guys, that's it. No more tinkering for me. I'm done. It sounds weird. No, I'm not done. But I have found my hunting arrows for 2025. My elk arrow is going to be, well, we'll get into that in just a minute. I want to first and foremost thank each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in to the channel. I was going to say podcast, but we've done a lot more on YouTube. We got the podcast coming out once a week, but I want to bring you guys more and more content here. We've got the bear hunt coming out soon, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. That one is a rifle hunt, but we'll get into a little bit more on that and dabbling more into the rifle and firearms things lately that I've been doing. Absolutely love it. But before we get into even more of that, guys, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to every one of you guys. I can't state enough how awesome it is that one, we're almost at 5,000 subscribers. We might be there by the time this video comes out. Really appreciate that. We have an amazing giveaway that I want to make sure that each and every one of you get a chance to get entered in on. It is the everything but a bow giveaway. It's literally everything I use on an elk hunt, an archery elk hunt, except for the bow itself. So if you have a bow, awesome. If you don't, I know a couple people that could help you out with that, namely Wild Arrow, because they are fantastic and a big supporter of the channel here. So all of that being said, guys, first entry is absolutely free. No purchase necessary to get entered in on this giveaway that is over $5,000 worth of gear from each of my partners. I'll leave the list in the link down below. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, fill out the information in the link so I know who to contact whenever we do find a winner, which will be announced on the week after the 20th of July. So the week after TAC Utah ends, I will announce the winner. There will be opportunities to gain bonus entries, and I will email the people in the list for the giveaway that have shown interest how to get those bonus entries so that you have more of a chance to win. But the first entry is absolutely free to enter. You can absolutely win this with no purchase necessary. So now that we've gotten into all that, guys, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get into my hunting arrow for this year. So let's start with my elk arrow because I do have 2 elk hunts this year, which I am really excited about. I'm going out of state again. I'm going to go hunt with a buddy of mine, and I'm really excited to share camp with him. He knows this area really well and has had some amazing success. So I'm excited to see him succeed again and for me to learn a whole new area and how the elk are in that area. And then, of course, I've got my over-the-counter Utah archery elk tag. So that's all exciting and everything. This year, I'm going to go with actually the same arrow that I did last year, which is the VAP TKO 300 spine. And then we've got the glue-in system here from Evolution. And you guys know all about that. Now, one thing I am changing, though, is I'm going to change over to the lighter glue-in head. So I'm going to have some fixed heads here, which is the Jekyll. And then I'm going to have the hide, which is that mechanical front deploying mechanical with kind of more of a hybrid look. But I'm going to go with the lighter weight version of this with the heavier collar, heavier steel collar instead of the green aluminum collars. These are about 10 grains. The steel ones, I think, come out to about 30 grains. And then the lighter glue-in option. I can't find another better option for 4mm arrows, guys. I can't sing the praises of Evolution Outdoors enough. Dale over there has done a fantastic job. The last 2 elk, the only 2 elk that I've killed, have been with his head. So the hide is fantastic. I've gotten full pass-throughs on my elk with that head. And then this 4mm shaft right here, that VAP TKO, it is a little bit heavier than just the standard VAP. And then because I will be running mainly mechanicals with even this lower profile fixed head in the quiver as well, I'm running the AAE little tiny 23s. So I'm actually going to be running, I haven't decided if I'm going to run the Maxes yet or the air razors. Probably going to go with the air razors to save a little bit on weight, making this arrow just a little bit lighter, not by a ton. But this arrow comes out to about somewhere between 460 and 470 grains. By the time I'm done with it, I'll be able to put a number on that for you guys. But pulling 80-pound bow, 80 plus, whatever it is now, 80-pound bow with a 28-inch draw. This 460 to 470 grain arrow is fantastic. It's still flying super fast, and it's got a great amount of FOC if that's something that you care about, and a sharp head. And again, that mechanical, this guy right here is by far my favorite mechanical head up to this point. Again, more of that hybrid because it does have that cut-on contact head there, and then the front deploying. On whitetail and other deer, I've used the Whitetail Fury, and then he does have a turkey wrecker, which is like a 3-inch head or something like that. The Whitetail Fury, I want to say this one's about 2 inches, the hide, and then the Whitetail Fury is like 2.5 inches or something like that. Go check out the website. Again, I'll leave the link down below where you can snag some for yourself to go and tinker. Hopefully you're getting close to deciding what arrow and what head you're going to be shooting for the year, so you can get super dialed in and confident for the year. That's why for me, I'm just settling in on, well, not settling, I've chosen the arrows that I'm going to hunt with so that I can get super dialed with them right after Total Archery Challenge, get my sight tape set with precision cut archery, and go from there. So that is my elk arrow, guys. This 4mm VAP TKO with the 4 flats to the left with the AAE vanes, and I'm going to have 1 or 2 fixed heads, and the rest of them are going to be mechanical heads from Evolution. So really excited about that, guys. All right, for everything else, whitetail that I've got this year, hogs, whitetail, mule deer, this is going to be my arrow, the HLR from Victory. So this arrow has been the hottest arrow on the market right now. I'm super excited for the guys over at Victory for coming out with this at a 300 spine. You guys can check out the video that I've done on them. I hunted some whitetails in December this last year with these arrows. And absolutely loved them. Super lightweight, 8.1 grains per inch. So they were coming in lighter than the RIP TKOs, which this kind of met in the middle between the RIP XVs and the RIP TKOs. And at 8.1 grains per inch plus that super tight carbon weave right there, guys. This arrow is screaming. So we'll start from the back to the front. The arrow setup that I'm going to be running for hunting, because I have gone over my TAC arrow build, which is the HLR as well. So we're going to start back here with the Halo Nox, which I'm still testing. So I guess, again, not really done tinkering, but still testing the 4mm option of Halo Nox on my elk arrow. So possibly adding those to this, testing out and seeing how durable they are, if they're lasting. So possibly Halo Nox on there, but definitely Halo Nox on the HLRs. I love these. I go with the green. The green seems to be brighter. My eye picks it up better. It's a lot of fun to shoot with Halo Nox, especially at night. If you have a light down at your target or something like that, it's a lot of fun to watch that arrow zip through the air. And even more fun if you've got a video of it. But anyway, so Halo Nox here on the back. Air Razor 26s in a 3 fletch configuration with a slight helical. It'll focus to the left. Not much, but a slight helical to the left. The 26s there. And then up front, I'm actually running. So I didn't put a broadhead on this one because I'll be running various broadheads. We'll get into that in a second. But I'm running the Ethics Archery 2-piece countersink. Up front, this is titanium. So essentially what this does is there's a collar right there. And then this piece fits down into the shaft with the collar wrapped around the shaft. Here we go, guys. So it is a 2-piece system here. There you go. So you take this collar and you put it down around the shaft. So I'm going to pull the knock off of this one just to show you. So you take the collar here. There you go. It fits right over the shaft right there on the Victory arrow. And then you take this piece right here. Wish it would stop focusing on my face. There you go, that piece right there. And it goes down into the arrow like that. And then your end result is this right here. There you go. So it just seals up on itself. It's got the collar. It's got the half out, if you want to call it that, and the collar system there. And then, of course, I put a field tip on this because I'll be running various broadheads, so I didn't put which broadhead specifically. I will be running the hide, of course. For any whitetail hunts, I'll be running the Whitetail Fury, but it just screws right in to there. There you go. This does come out to about 60 grains up front, so it is a little bit heavier than some of the ones I've run in the past. My two favorite, well, we'll see after this season how I feel about running these. This is titanium from Ethics Archery. So the Ethics Archery countersink titanium, 60 grains total, which brings this arrow weight with a lighted nock in it to approximately, it's at 440, 445. So right in that sweet spot that I keep, for some reason, keep coming back to. Last year I hunted with a 400-ish grain arrow with those Rip XVs. They did great on whitetail. Did awesome on the mule deer. And then I hunted again with the VAP TKO for my elk. That did great on the elk. And now this year, again, tinkering around with it. I use the Podium Archer titanium half out with collar is also pretty sweet. That system is cool, but I wanted to try, of course, something new. And this Ethics system is pretty awesome as well. It's, again, 60 grains. I think the Podium Archer one is right at 40 or 45 grains total for his titanium version of that. So that's always an option if you guys are looking for a little bit lighter weight up front. That also adds to the FOC up here, the extra 15 grains or so, and then 125 grain head up front. So I'll be running everything from the wide iron wills with bleeders to I'll have that in the quiver. I always tune with that for broadhead tuning, and then or broadhead flight, broadhead tuning, whatever you want to call that. And then let's see, I'll have the T2 from G5 for sure. I might be trying out the Beast titaniums. We'll see. Those fly really good. I'm excited to see those with the steel tip and the titanium. If they can get the 125s out in time for hunting season, awesome. If not, I may or may not be messing around with those. Those are kind of my top options, honestly, right now. I run a lot of mechanicals, as you guys can tell. I'm very confident in that. I like having two holes, but I also like a lot of cutting surface area, and mechanicals seem to do really well for that. For me, out of an 80-pound bow, 28-inch draw, I'm not concerned with penetration necessarily, as long as I'm shooting in the right place and not hitting a knuckle or something like that. So that's kind of where I go with the mechanical. So anyway, guys, my two arrows, the VAP TKO with a 4-fletch configuration slightly to the left, glue-in system from Evolution. Guys, if you're wanting anything from Evolution from his releases, which he just came out with the Shadow, the Ibex hinge release, if you want the heads that I'm using and the sleeves, collars, etc., go over to Evolution Outdoors and check them out. Use code REDBEARD. That should save you some money. And then, with the victories, again, the 5mm HLR is going to be my deer arrow, and everything else, hogs, deer, turkey, etc., whatever else I end up getting to hunt this fall. So there you go. If you guys have any questions, definitely drop them down below. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And again, don't forget to get entered into that Everything But a Bow giveaway. Over $5,000 worth of gear, guys. It is fantastic. Definitely go check out the list. Everything from an all-in system to new binos from Leupold to Tricer tripod and head to the Canvas Cutter Dominator 2.0 full system, tent pole, mesh, buffalo plaid cover for the foam, everything, guys. You're going to want to get in on this giveaway. So definitely get in on that. And let me know what you guys are tinkering with. Drop it below. What weight arrow, what arrow setup you're running. Are you running different arrows like I am, 2 separate arrows? Or do you have one arrow that does it all for you? I definitely want to hear about that down below. Outside of that, guys, I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like and a comment. Keep tuning in. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And like I always say, get out, live your life, and love it.